right, you guys. Thank you for tuning in with the Majestic Show with Coach Kizzy and live in effect. I have to say Majestic Life Solutions again. But okay, it's the Majestic Show. I gotta remember that. Okay, so I want to talk to you today about when we focus on the hurt, when we focus, listen, while focusing on the hurt, prolonged suffering. You understand that? I understand that. I comprehend that very well. While focusing on the hurt prolongs suffering. Pain is a normal response to difficult experiences. I'm gonna say it to you one more time. Pain is a normal response to difficult experiences. But when we repeatedly replay our hurt in our mind, we reinforce the negative emotions connected to them. This can lead to bitterness, resentment, and even depression. The mind has a powerful influence on our well-being. What we focus on, what we focus on grows in our lives. If we continuously to revisit our wounds, thinking about how we were wronged or what we lost, we give those painful memories more power over us. You understand that? I understand that. I comprehend that very well. So focusing on hurt can prevent us from moving forward. It becomes difficult to trust, to hope, to embrace new opportunities when we are stuck in the past. Instead of learning from our experiences and growing, we remain anchored to our pain. This ongoing suffering can affect our relationships, our health, and overlook on our life. So the importance of shifting our focus. We got to shift our focus, you guys. We got to shift our focus. So healing begins when we decide not to let pain define us. This doesn't mean ignoring or suppressing our emotions. It means acknowledging the hurt and then choosing to focus on growth and recovery, shifting our attention from the hurt to the lessons we can learn, um, we can learn, or the strength we can gain, allowing us to reclaim power over our lives. Forgiveness is a powerful tool in the process. When we forgive others and even ourselves, we release the whole we release the whole that the past hurt have on us. Forgiveness does not Forgiveness does not mean forgetting or excusing what happened. It means deciding that we will not allow the pain to control our present or our future. And like I said earlier, we got to focus on gratitude, and positive experience can help us balance our perspective. By continuously reminding the good things in our lives, we create a space for healing and joy. Finding healing through new perspective. Letting go of hurt is not always easy, but it is possible with time, and it's possible with time. Many people find comfort and strength in their what I talk about all the time, in their faith, relationships, and personal practices like meditation and journaling. If you don't journal, write down your thoughts. And like I say all the time, you got to have something in documentation. When you start learning how to journal, it'll give you more insight on what your life is, what you want your life to look like. You understand what I'm saying? So if you know that this hurt is hurting you, something is really hurting you, write it down and just go over it and tell yourself that I'm not gonna let this hurt control my outlook on life. I'm not going to let this hurt control the outlook of my life. I got to change my perspective of my mindset. I got to change this way of thinking. So sharing your feelings with others and seeking support with friends or professionals like a therapist, somebody that you close to, that you know that you can talk to, that would not be there to pump fear in you, put negative thoughts in your head, or criticize you in a such way that that's gonna make you feel like you're gonna more suffering. You understand what I'm saying? More suffering. I don't. You don't want to feel like that. So being gentle with yourself, with ourselves, we are. Being gentle with ourselves are all important steps towards healing. You have to be gentle with yourself. And people always think that other people have to be gentle with. I want somebody to be gentle with me. I want somebody to tell me that I am worthy. I want somebody to do this. But if you look at in a mirror, who is in the mirror? You. Tell yourself that. Tell yourself that you worthy of healing. I want to take this time out to say to myself that I'm gonna heal. I'm gonna heal through this hurt. You're not going to forget about it, but you want to heal through it. So that's why you have to forgive yourself for even allowing yourself to even hurt. Because you allowing yourself to hurt. Because when a lot of people, when things don't go their way, or when you don't get this job, or when you don't get this, and when this don't happen for you, then what are you allowing yourself to do? To hurt, to suffer. Because it's not working. The things that you thought that was meant for you is probably not meant for you. It's probably not meant for you. You have to find a different way of looking at a situation. You have to look at situations differently in the life that we live. You have to look at life different. So when you start realizing that, it's important to remember that healing is a journey. Healing is a journey. It's a journey. It's not something that's going to happen overnight. But if you forgive yourself from allowing yourself to go through this suffering, to go through this pain, to go through this hurt, you prolonging your own healing. You prolonging your own healing. You have to look in the mirror and say, you know what? It's time for me to do something different, because something is not working. And I'm not understanding why it's not working. Because you're making yourself suffer. You're making yourself suffer. You don't want to give yourself enough time to heal. You don't even want to look in the mirror and say, you know what, I can do this for myself. Because you're hard-headed. A hard head make a soft behind. A hard head make a soft behind. How can you get somewhere in life when you stuck on one situation? How can you grow in life when you're stuck on one situation? Are you growing? No, you're suffering. And you're allowing yourself to suffer because it's not going the way that you planned. You're suffering. Every day that you wake up is something that's very, very that's weighing heavy on your mind because you suffering. You allowing yourself to suffer. And a lot of people right now just don't want to be defeated. A lot of people don't want to be defeated. They don't want to feel the hurt. But you got to feel the hurt to grow. You have to feel the hurt to grow. So I want you to say today, look in the mirror at yourself today and say, excuse me. Say, excuse me, sir or ma'am, whoever you are. Sir or ma'am, I'm going to allow myself to start healing. I'm going to allow myself today to start healing. Because if I don't heal, then how can I move forward? You prolong the suffering. You, as humankind, prolong the suffering because you're stuck in one spot. You're still thinking about the past tense. You're on the past tense. You can't move forward when you're stuck on the past. You cannot move forward in your life when you're stuck on the past. Your past is an experience. Yesterday was the past. Yesterday was the past. So you got to allow yourself to look back at yesterday. And did you move a foot step a step forward? Then what today is gonna bring? Like today, what's gonna bring? You didn't move. You still continue to prolong this suffering because you bringing this past to today. You bringing this past to today. Yesterday was the past, but you bringing yesterday to today. To today. So you prolonging your suffering by being stuck. You prolonging it. So there might be moments when the pain resurface. Resurface. But if you continue doing the same thing over and over every day, you prolonging your suffering. You have to work through the pain. You got to turn that pain into power. You have to turn that pain into power. And what do you mean by turn that pain into power? I don't understand that. Let me tell you one thing what you got to do. Because let me tell you, when you have Satan, it's right behind you. Satan is right behind you. But how do you get this enemy off your back? How do you get those negative thoughts that run through your mind? You got to control that. That's how you turn it into power. Satan is right behind you. Satan is right behind you. But you don't want to transform your life because you're stuck on yesterday. Yesterday didn't bring you joy. Listen, if yesterday didn't bring you joy, you have a brand new day to bring you joy. Yesterday, you didn't get no joy out of yesterday, did you? You didn't get no joy out of yesterday. Did nothing go well yesterday? So you suffered all day yesterday, right? You suffered all day yesterday, but you're bringing it over and you bringing it to the present moment. See, that's what humankind do. They put themselves in positions to suffer. God is not, listen, God is not to blame for our suffering. God is not to blame. This shows you exactly what is real, right? So if you bring all this pain to today and you still and you ain't got no joy today, the same pain that you brought from yesterday into today, that means what? You allowing yourself to suffer. You allowing yourself to suffer. You didn't get no joy yesterday. Did nothing go your way yesterday, did it? And I'm speaking in general. This to show people how pain, you can bring it to your present moment. You can bring pain to your present moment because you're allowing yourself to do it. Did nobody put what? A gun to your head to make you bring your pain to the present moment. Uh-uh. I don't believe that's true. I don't believe that's true. Ain't nobody put a gun to your head to make you bring your pain to the present moment. So what does that mean? So what does that mean? That means you allow yourself to suffer. I rest my case, Judge. I rest my case, Judge. You understand what I'm saying? You allowing yourself to suffer. You prolonging your suffering. When you understand that, you the one that prolong your suffering. You do. So but each time we choose to focus on hope and growth instead of hurt, we take another step forward, another step towards what? Freedom. We take another step towards freedom. But we don't want to free ourselves from suffering. Some people like to suffer. Some people like to suffer. And that's okay. Because that's your life. That's your life. But you got to know how to navigate life. You got to know how to navigate life. When you start understanding that it takes a lot for you to actually navigate life. It takes a lot. But you got to transform all this hurt, all this suffering, for you can allow yourself a freedom. You want freedom. Everybody want freedom, okay? So while pain, while pain is an unavoidable part of life, suffering is often a result of where we place our focus. We place our focus there. This is what we do. We place our focus there. Because oh no, I'm hurt. Just say for instance, if you broke up with somebody, just say you in a relationship. You're in a relationship, right? You're in a relationship. Ooh, you love this person. We in love. We go together real bad. You know understand what I'm saying? We go together real bad. Okay. So we broke up yesterday. The hurt that I'm gonna feel inside is gonna be I'm gonna be hurting. And you know what's gonna come across my mind is how can I get this person back? This is what we're gonna say in our mind. How can I get this person back? Because I don't want my heart to be hurt. I'm sad. I'm mad. I'm depressed because they know I love them. This is what we say. This is an example. This is what we do. This how we prolong our suffering because what our mind be thinking. But let me tell you. Let me finish this. Let me finish this. I'm just getting her. I'm just getting her. Just give me a minute. So we broke up yesterday. My heart is hurting. My heart is hurting today. I'm not understanding why I'm hurting because this person shouldn't have left me feeling like this, right? Shouldn't have left me feeling like this. So in our minds, when Satan creeps in our life, Satan tell us, you need to do something about that. You need to do something about that. You really need to do something about that because it's something that you can do to make them feel the same pain that you feel. That's what Satan do to us. Satan do this to us. He creep in and he give us all these negative thoughts. That is our biggest enemy. He creeps in and he tell us all these bad things that go slice his tires, go bust his window out his car. If you see him with somebody or you see her with somebody, I'm going up to them and I'm supposed to raise Sam hell. This is what we do as humankind. This how we prolong our suffering because we still holding on to something that's already gone. We're still holding on to something that's already left our lives. It didn't serve our life. So that means it's gone. We broke up. And that was for a reason we broke up. But we prolong it because the pain that we hold in our heart. The pain that we hold in our heart. We hold that there. We keep that pain there because Satan creeped in our mind and we want to go get this person back. Because you not hurt me. You made me feel like I was nothing. The other person is gone on by their business. The other person is gone on by their business. They living life again. They living life. But we prolong our suffering. because we still have in our mind that this still mine. This still my partner. This my partner. This mine. That's how we prolong our suffering because we're holding on to something that's already gone. We're holding on to something that already moved on, but we prolong it because we don't want to feel this way. We don't want to feel like this person have defeated me. So this challenge in my life, I don't know what to do with it. How do I handle this? I handle it through I got to go bust his windows. I got to go flatten his tires. I got to do something to make me feel good. Or if somebody come to you today, when you're feeling this way, and if they not in a relationship, you know we do, and we still be holding on to this pain. We still be holding on to this pain. But if somebody come to you and be like, how you doing? And okay, well they cute. We want to be with them. We want to be with them because this gonna get over my hurt. This gonna get over my hurt. But as soon as you see that person and you with somebody else, that pain gun that pain gun what? Hold on, where is it? Where I'm up here. We're gonna resurface that pain. We're gonna resurface that pain. Wanna know why we're gonna resurface that pain? Because this is the person that hurted me. They hurted me. Even though I'm with this person, I'm not gonna tell this person that I'm still hurting from my last relationship. I'm not gonna tell this person because I'm holding on to something. Just I'm holding on to this person because I know this that my pain will go away. But you listen. You don't use another person to take the weight of pain. You have to you have to actually you have to actually deal with the pain, navigate that pain, turn that pain into power. You have to navigate through that pain. You understand what I'm saying? You understand what I'm saying? If you understand what I'm saying, say amen. Amen. But for real, that's what we do as humankind. We go get somebody else because that person left me. That person left me. So we prolong our listen. The whole point is we as humankind prolong our suffering. We prolong our suffering. We do it to ourselves, but then we don't understand it. We don't understand why we hurting. We don't understand why we hurting. Why we don't understand why we hurting when you did it to yourself. You allow that person. You let that person go, walk away. They walked away, but it's up to you now to know how to turn that pain into something beautiful. That means working on yourself. You can't worry about the next relationship. You can't worry about what he or she got going on. You can't worry about that. You have to worry about self. You was born in this world by yourself. You're gonna go out by yourself. Even if you were born with a twin, and I tell you this all the time, even if you were born with a twin, y'all both gonna have y'all own different identities. Y'all not gonna marry the same guy or the same girl, right? You're not gonna marry the same guy, same girl. One might be gay, one might be straight. You never know. You're gonna have your own identities. So it's still you're born in this world by yourself and you're gonna go out by yourself. And it's the same difference. I don't care about if you were born with a triplet. I don't care if you're born with a triplet. Y'all still gonna have your own identities. Y'all gonna have different experiences in life. But we as humankind prolong our suffering. We prolong our suffering by dwelling on the past. By dwelling on the past. And you will never get nowhere in life dwelling on the past. Never. Never. So if we dwell on our hurt, we continue to suffer. If we dwell on our hurt, we continue to suffer. If we choose to focus on healing and growth, we open ourselves to peace and possibilities. Peace and possibilities. So that means if you want to stop suffering, you have to heal yourself. You're not going to forget about the past. You're not going to forget about the past. But as you move forward in life, that hurt that hurt gonna eventually get more easier for you to deal with. You understand what I'm saying? That hurt gonna become more easier. That's just like how if somebody walk out your life, you understand what I'm saying? Say for instance, when just I'm gonna take you back. I'm just gonna take you back. So think about when you was in probably first grade. Think about when you was in first grade. Half of them people in first grade, you don't see them now. You're not hurting over because you don't see them now, right? Because it's over time. When you think about it, over time, you forget about it. But if you keep holding on to it, you're gonna dwell on that hurt. You're gonna dwell on that hurt. So think about it again. Think about it one more time. When you was in the first grade, all them friends that you had in the first grade, all the people that you loved in the first grade, you loved to be around them and everything, and you probably had a little boyfriend, probably had a little girlfriend, right? You probably had a little boyfriend, had a little girlfriend in the first grade. You understand what I'm saying? That was your true love, that you felt like it was true love. But now you don't think about them, right? You don't think about them. Life gets easy, much easier every day once you stop dwelling on the past. You don't even think about first grade. You don't even think about fifth grade. You don't think about that. Your first love, your fifth grade first love. You don't think about that or how they hurted you. Think about your first love when you first was in love. When you first found out that you was in love with somebody. You don't dwell on that person, do you? No, because over time you forget. That's just like how if somebody walk out your life and you don't be around them, you don't see them, it continues to get easier each day because you forget about that. You remember it, but you forget. That's how life works now. That's how life works now. That's how life works. By shifting our attentions, shifting our attentions on practicing forgiveness and seeking positive connections. You understand what I'm saying? So, who is my positive connection? Mine, prayer, prayer, and it really works. It really works. So we can break free from the cycle of suffering and move forward with renewed strength and hope if we stop dwelling on the past. You're going to continue to be stuck in one spot. But always remember that we as humankind prolong our suffering. Don't nobody do it to us. We do it to ourselves because we stuck in one spot because our mind just, I, the devil just have your mind just all over the place, and so you just think that, well, I ain't gonna never be able to move forward in life. I'm just gonna be no. We do it to ourselves. You have to know how to navigate through difficult times. When you learn how to navigate through difficult times and your suffering that you're suffering will get more easier for you to deal with. Especially if you've been through a lot in your life, you'll learn how to cope with it. You'll learn how to cope with it. You'll learn how to cope with the pain. Always remember pain is temporary. Pain is temporary. If you got a belly ache, if you got a belly ache, you ate something wrong. Well, if you ate something wrong and your belly is aching, it might be an upset stomach or something. You might have to go to the restroom. But after you go to the restroom or whatever it is, you get a relief in your belly, right? Get a relief. Same way with how we prolong our suffering. You relieve that pain that was in your belly, right? hmm Then you start holding on in your stomach, saying, "Whoo, I feel so much better. I guess I did have to go to the restroom." Same way. So think about your suffering, your pain is something that you dump in the toilet. Think about it like that. Your past is just trash. Your past is just trash. It's waste. It's waste. Wonder why it's waste? Because it's a waste of your time to keep on thinking about it. It's a waste of your time to keep on dwelling on it. It's a waste. It goes in the toilet and flush and goes wherever. So once you get that understanding, you'll start understanding how you can cope through life with pain. I'm a living testimony of it, baby. When I tell you I'm a living testimony of it, I'm a living testimony on how to cope with pain, how to deal with it, how to deal with it. I know how to navigate life through pain. I know how to navigate life without nothing. That's just how I was built. So you guys, I don't want you to suffer anymore. I just want you to recognize who makes ourselves suffer.